We're back. Another exciting edition of the Jester's match. Here at Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company, Appleton, Wisconsin. Scratch kitchen, pro shop, tons of pool tables, even a billiard table. Yes, it's heated. Today we got a great match. We got Patrick Glynn defending his Jester title against Tom Faucher. Tom's Fargo's 459. Patrick's is 491. But Tom, don't let that fool you. I've played him in tons of weekly 8-ball tournaments, and he can get it done. So this should be a great match. Race to 7. They're playing 8-ball BCAPL rules. Cue ball fouls only. Also, I just wanted to say, if you didn't catch the Queens match, I heard it was a nail biter. Hit the channel. It's going to be there for free. You can watch it later. We got a guest speaker in the house, at least for Sundays. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm gonna let him talk, and you'll figure it out.
Whatever.
I don't know who that was. Whatever. Whatever.
Just so you know, I'm under protest.
I was actually surprised, because I was going to get Dan in here, and then Pat's like, "No, I want MH. MH is coming in."
Absolutely.
So
I'll be happy to commentate on Patrick's match. I told him that.
I'm still going to give him tons of crap for getting lucky.
Not only is it a great honor to be here today, but it's also bloody inconvenient.
Me too.
And I'm very excited about this match. So it looks like
With
a
that
very,
being said,
very exciting match. Two very, very wonderful people
they
playing
really
against
are.
each other. The two of the best humans you probably ever run into. Top echelon of.
You are right. Getting my volume set up. You're always a little quieter. I'm always a little too loud. Typical American, you know.
Tom Faucher breaking
Faucher.
to make a statement on this match. Yep, that's how I do it.
No, that's not a statement. That's okay. There's gonna be some action on this table. There's some clusters. There's some breakups. What would you take here? Would you take the combo on the 5 and open that up?
Yeah, I mean, I'd look at it for a minute and see whichever one's just going to blast them up the best. You could whack the 10 ball in. It doesn't almost matter, solids or stripes. Yes, the 7 ball's over the pocket. That's nice, isn't it?
Sure is.
You could actually even shoot the 7 and go into the 3 and the 12 and blast them up. But when they're all tight like that, you just want to blast them over the table and then reevaluate. That's what I think.
You don't want to snick them. You want to blast them.
Yeah, in this case, give it a good old.
Good
They always say,
snicking.
careful not to move balls. Well, if you feel the table's like not nicely sitting for you, don't be afraid to move balls. I'd hit that 10 times harder. I'd hit that with my break shot speed.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
do
without
it-
jumping it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I might take off a fraction and just think about trying not to jump the ball off the table, and that's it.
Ooh, he's got the eagle eye though. I mean, that wasn't far from going in. And I like how he gets down on the shot, doesn't get real low, does about 4 pumps and just fires. And that ball almost went in. That was a tough cut.
Yeah.
So how you doing, MH?
Oh, just dandy.
You got back from Punta something.
Yeah, in the Dominican Republic, it was
Yeah.
a wedding over there. It was a lot of fun.
Did you share this so we can get your friends from the UK to watch? Because they love when you commentate.
Ow.
I forget his name. A couple of them.
Well, Andrew, yep.
Yes.
My friend Andrew.
Yes, Andrew. I was thinking Andrew. I should have said it. So if you do get a sec, you could share it, at least to your public profile. Do you know how? It's been a long time for you, I know.
No, I still know how to do that,
You want me to do it for you?
Nope.
Well, for anybody who's interested, you go to YouTube, you click on the video, which you're watching. Maybe you got a casting to your big 60-inch TV, which is what I recommend. But you can share it on your phone, the YouTube video, to Facebook, your public profile, your favorite pool groups. It really helps. Oh, no. What happened there?
He missed the 6 in the corner, Chris.
Yeah, but there's got to be some physics behind that.
Yes, he shot it into the part that's not the pocket.
Too thick?
Yeah, the opening, that's what we call the pocket, and the gravity on it is like good on that part. But if you don't hit it into...
It doesn't go down.
That's right.
Okay, I got you.
It has a tendency, I've noticed, if anybody's ever played, they might have noticed this. It hit the ball into rail, it kind of bounces back.
Yeah, I miss you. You're making this fun.
This is fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You should try being in the booth with Patrick. Jenny's got to be watching. That's why I got to make sure I throw a couple of digs out there.
Okay, ball in hand, solids.
He's looking
Does
good.
the 3 ball go somewhere with ball in hand? That would be my first question.
I think I'm shooting the 5-7 combo and breaking up the 3 or
There
something.
you go. No,
something.
He's playing my shot.
I like that if it goes. See, now this is where experience comes in. I would not have gone full table probably.
Well, if you could just shoot this 3 ball in with ball in hand, it doesn't matter which pocket really.
You should be good.
And this is his only option for pockets, I think.
It's going.
That's perfect.
Yeah, didn't even hit a rail.
And
Clean.
that shot there now has turned this into a chance. That was the toughest thing taken care of right there, the 3 ball. And if you tried to break that out, there are so many stripes around there. I mean, you've got to get lucky not to hook yourself or that it opens up. But he played it really well. That's a nice
Look
shot
at
too.
that
And
cut.
that's a tricky shot, that one.
I'm telling you, I've played Tom a million times, and it's never easy. And maybe I feel like he wins more than I have.
Yeah.
I mean, he just plays so strategic. Look how he's got the 6 and the 7 in the pocket. That's stopping Patrick from winning all day long.
Yeah, and this shot right here, he's bridging on the rail. I think he's just going to roll this combination in to drop the 6 ball in.
No, just put him by the pocket.
Well, it's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, telling you.
So,
It's the way to do it.
Patrick's at the table with a position that doesn't look really very good for stripes. What are you going to do to save this game? How are you going to not give Tom
I
a
like
chance
shooting
to
the
get out
9
here?
into the 6. I mean, that's just kind of a common sense shot
Yeah, and
for
then
me.
also kind of draw up table and leave the cue ball close to the 13 so that you kind of hook him on the other balls. You don't really want to leave him down there necessarily, but I guess that way he had more control of the 9 ball, which also makes sense.
That's pretty good, though. I don't think he
Well-
can shoot the 7 or the 2 from there. I mean, that turned out pretty good.
Yeah, kind of right behind that 5 ball there.
Yeah, it worked out real nice. And I honestly think swapping that 9 ball changed. The game is favored now towards Patrick.
Not really if Tom plays... so what he could do here is just play a kiss shot, a safety, snick the 2 ball and make the 9 to regain that pocket and not leave any shots on stripes. And then Patrick would have to sell out. So it's like he's going for a run here, but not necessarily solving the 2 ball first.
Had to close the our little hole there. Well, he got a good hit on 2, and he hit a rail. But again, Patrick's favored to win this. With that 9 ball in the pocket like that, there's absolutely no way for Tom to win. I can't say absolutely.
Yeah, that can't be true.
No, absolutely.
Just the absoluteness of that statement.
Can I say relatively?
Well, it's not. This game is not certainly over to one side or the other.
Yeah, but if I was playing a poker match, you know how they got the percentages to win?
Yeah.
I like doing that in my head a little bit. And I feel like Patrick might be more 60-40 right now.
So that's a good shot. Yeah, let's see how aggressive he's playing. And sometimes it's good to just go for it because it turns out when you make it, you feel really good about the fact that you went for it. And you're leading yourself into playing better. Sometimes safety players, I think there's a sort of a a self-limiting thing on there's a certain type of feeling you have about a certain type of shot, and you don't automatically play safe and
That's
never
right.
shoot it. You never shoot that shot.
You get a little nervous.
And
But see, he didn't shoot the 9 because he knows that that's his insurance policy.
yes,
I mean, that was what I gathered from that.
Yeah.
Went for the harder shot. Now he's got a 3-ball combo. I mean, that's going to be pretty.
well,
Let's see what Tom gives him, though.
so Tom has a shot here where you could again snick off the 2-ball and make the 9, and if you play it just the right speed, hook him behind the 2 on everything.
You're talking like a carom.
And I think,
like that.
if I'm not mistaken, the 8-ball, I don't know, I can't tell. Does the 8-ball go? Because that's a sort of an extra safety. And Tom could sort of stake a claim in this rack, I think, with that shot.
I think the 5 goes. I'm not 100% sure about the 8. He doesn't like the 5 there either.
What's he doing?
I like your idea. So would you go rail first, or would you just hit the 2 into
No,
the...
you just have to very thinly glance the 2,
Okay.
or, depending on how it looks, hit it a little bit thicker and just gently bounce the 2-ball off the rail back towards the 12 and make sure you're sort of behind it, but also making sure you don't hit it with the speed and follow the scratch. Oh, look at this shot.
Oh, man. He got like 2-way, huh?
Well, he was trying to achieve 2 things there, and he did achieve breaking those up.
Unbelievable.
5 in the 14's gone safe, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this bank.
Well, if it goes in, I'll like it.
Well, yeah, it's tough for me to tell.
Look at that. Oh, now, after seeing how close that was, do you like it?
I still
Just go
think
for
it may
That
have...
was a good shot. It was a bold shot.
It was. It was a shot to take.
It's a shot that would give him a chance to win.
I think it would have hit the 5, though, if he cut it that extra 2 millimeters.
It's just a teeny amount. Isn't it? All you needed is just a flick of spin
Or
to
a little softer.
help it.
Kind of let it widen out a little bit.
Yeah, that's dodgy, isn't it? You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
like
could-
banking a little softer.
just a little softer so it picks up a little roll and then goes a little yeah.
Kind of a one-pocket thing.
I don't know.
I've been hitting banks a little softer lately. I like watching them roll in. You know?
Yeah.
Controlled. Boom, 1 rail, roll in. That full speed bank thing, I left that on the valley tables, you know.
So if you hit them harder though, they're traveling in straight. The cue ball when it comes, or the object ball when it comes off the rail is traveling in a straight line. You're rolling. It's actually a curving trajectory.
Correct, yeah. I get that. Speed and English definitely come into play.
Oh, what a!
There's an opportunity now for Tom.
It felt like he hit that really well. I mean, he overcut it, which is so easy when you're not playing good as to you hit them thick. But
This is a tough shot.
I think Patrick's playing aggressively. So I can hear my mum correcting my grammar there.
Right. Well, he had no more insurance policies. He had to.
And that makes him more dangerous. It's like logic forced him into it, and all of a sudden you fear it more.
There's no more of that weird back and forth in your brain. You know what shot you have to take, you commit, and you shoot it. I guess that would make you more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because when you're flip-flopping on a safety or something, you never know.
I learned that really when I was at college. We had these, pool basically, red and yellow balls. And I thought I was clever and safety player or whatever. And I was playing this. My friend Phil, he would always go for stuff, and I'd think he's silly for going for it because I'm the smart one playing the safety.
Yeah.
Right.
How many?
And I realized that if he played like me, when he gets down on the table, I'm not fearful of what he might do. Because I know he's going to play a safety like I would have.
Right.
But if he's going for it, I'm like, A, that's a silly shot to go for. And also, B, God, I hope he doesn't make it because it's really good and he's going to win if he does.
Did you win more?
You realize I realized standing there watching him shooting that the offensive was better than the defensive.
Ooh, overrolled that slightly. Yeah, but you won more of those, honestly. Playing safeties once in a while. Right? Because the percentage I'm taking a wild shot is much lower than playing a decent safety. What?
Oh, look at that shot.
Come on. He made such a beautiful shot on the 8.
Well, game number 1 goes to Tom Faucher.
Sure does.
For sure.
So I'm still going to get an answer on that. Did you win more shots playing safe against your aggressive friend?
No, because what was missing back
Really?
then,
Okay.
full understanding is The safeties are just a way to get you to the offense. And if you don't have any good offense and you gain an advantage with your safety, right, because you're clever and stuff, and then then you gain your chance and then you still blow it, you know, but the guy who's running out and going for everything, or trying to, even when he's not that good, is still more dangerous, even if he's not, you know, in a level like that where neither of us were good. And then you realize you choose your safeties more strategically, and you kind of
try to lock them hard. Yeah.
There are reasons when you have to.
Right.
Well,
it's like jump
there's good ones,
now.
but don't play a safety just because you don't feel comfortable with that shot.
Got it. Yeah, my rule of thumbs usually is a safety as hard as the shot, or harder. And then I figure, well, if the shot is easier than the safety, just go for the shot. I mean, it's kind of that stop making balls when you can't run out. You know,
if you make that shot, does it give you a chance to win, or is it pointless? You know, sometimes you shoot at these tough shots and they don't even get you anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're taking it to the next level for sure. Because a lot of people play safeties, but they don't actually improve their situation. So even if they get ball in hand, they still can't win.
Yeah, exactly. So if you've got a chance to move some things while you're playing your safety, what about that one difficult ball that you've got sitting there, or push it in front of a bank it down into the in front of the pocket, close to the other problem or something, so you can use it. And then when you get a chance, don't be afraid to go for it and feel you. Sometimes you switch and you think ooh, safety, and you.
Well, and sometimes it's a confidence thing.
Yeah, both these gentlemen have demonstrated in that first rack that they're here to go for it. It's a good break, solid hit. Ball's opened up all over the table.
Yeah, I like it.
Beautiful. And Thomas playing some good aggressive in that last rack. It looks like he's here for it. He's here to give it a good shot.
I like solids here.
And your first ball is?
Yeah. That's the tough part. Maybe I think I would do what I had to do to get solids. I don't like the 5 sitting there.
Yep.
But maybe a 9-5 combo, maybe a 3-5 combo. That cut looks a little thin.
Yeah, right. Open table, could play a 9-5 combination and cool solids.
He might even be able to go rail first. Okay, he's swerving.
He's giving it a little bend here. Lovely.
Beautiful
shot.
Yeah.
And Patrick's looking very aggressive too. I think both of these players are looking like they're going to bring it. So this is going to be a good little battle here.
Well, I watched Patrick play last week as well, and it was kind of thrown in. You know, someone didn't show up, which happens during the holidays. You know, and there's a lot of tournaments. The Wausau Open was this weekend in Rothschild.
All right.
So there's a lot going on. There's people that are busy. They get called, and it's like they've waited over a year, and for some reason they can't make it in that day. You know, so. Or they confirm and then they don't say anything. That's been happening a little bit more and more. Now, I find that strange, but it might be because of the waiting. You know, if you think about it, some of these guys are waiting a year. Who knows where you're going to be in a year, right? I might live in California or Texas or...
Yeah, you're talking about the waiting list to get up these challenge matches. Yeah, right. Is very long, isn't it?
It is.
So Tom's having a good old think about this. And it's actually... And he's got the stripes that you wanted, but they don't look so good anymore, do they? 1, 2.
I like the solids from the beginning. But things have changed now.
It's a very bold, aggressive, kicking at the temple, it looks like. What's he doing there? What an incredible attempt.
Well, he knows his 12's blocking that pocket a little bit, but...
Yeah, and like we were saying before, if it's a difficult situation for both players, you can afford not to be too worried about it. But it would be nice, you know, what I would like, if I was Tom there, I would like to do something that changes the 14 and the 13.
Correct. Because that's still going to be an issue.
You could even play a safety behind him, actually, if you really want to be a meanie.
Right. And the 10 now is in trouble as well. A little bit.
But it's tougher to make these decisions when you know your opponent is going for it. And Patrick is playing aggressive. He's playing quickly, which I've not seen him play this quick, but I haven't seen him the last, few weeks. But he's been probably playing all his matches at this kind of pace, has he?
Yeah, I mean, he's not a slow player. He makes a decision. He goes right for it.
It's good, though. It's fun sometimes to storm around the table with an attitude, and then just the game that you shoot them is kind of different.
It does. Yeah, I mean, you could loosen up a lot easier that way because sometimes you overthink things. Oh, he was really trying to get on that 3. He got real close. I think he had a pretty good chance at making that 3.
So evaluate the table for Tom here. You don't have to be super worried because stripes are still, solids are still a little bit difficult for your opponent, unless somehow it is definitely possible, obviously, with the cue ball down table, the 3 and the 7 can be got, but what he needs to do, and I'm not saying you can necessarily even do it here, is find a way to relocate the 14 or 13. Otherwise, next time he comes to the table, he's still going to have the same problems. Your spidey sense says, can you try not to take this 12 ball because it's kind of blocking the pocket?
Right, but how long can you live off of that little
Yeah, exactly,
policy?
And it's a difficult, there's no right or wrong here when you're, just like in the color money, what should I do, Fans?
Right.
Go for it, or was it fast and loose or play safe? And then he actually
He's like, do what you want.
A breakout shot. That's brilliant.
Yes. But
Great.
Does he have the
He got
10?
He got a little bit unlucky there, really, but he played a good shot there, and that was his plan the whole time. And there are so many ways to do this game. It's very, important not to just see yours and think that's the right one.
Right, exactly.
Because it's very, very complex. It's more complex than chess, this is. So try and describe what's going to happen next and all the different possibilities and the different ways you could hit the ball. It's way more complex than chess.
It really is, especially from the booth. I mean, sometimes we get caught up, trying to call the order and the operation of every table run, and then someone does something completely different and just blows you out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
So you got, every person plays a little different.
Well, learning every day, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And it's not, like you said, it's not always a right or wrong decision.
Yeah. He got a little bit unlucky, really, there, where the 10 and the 13 are still awkward. And it's nice. I like the idea of playing some kind of shot that off the 10 ball here, and you can still go for something. He's got a long corner bank on the 10. Does it leave a sellout for his opponent? Yeah, it kind of does. He has to be more careful than that. He could sneak behind the 14, actually. Oh, look at the shot.
Ooh, I thought I was going to a kiss off the 4 there.
Good attempt there. A bold shot. Got away with it.
I mean, yeah, there's not an out here that I can see.
And he's furthered his position.
The 9 and the 14 are now open. He's sitting in a good spot, Tom is.
Yeah, and it's nice to solve the problems in groups that only contain your balls first before you solve the ones that contain your balls and your opponent's balls. Then you need to switch back into predator mode.
Jenny's here. I was talking to her on the stream, like maybe she's at home watching, and she's sitting right in front of us. That's Patrick's wife, Jenny.
All right, yeah, of course.
She gave us a wave, so obviously that was priority over anything you were saying. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Pretty lady waves at you, and
right.
Your brain just goes to porridge, doesn't it?
Gotta have priorities.
It's a nice little shot there, Tom. He's got a cut on this 15.
Yes, he does. I like this because he can come down and get the 10 or the 13.
It's going to be tough to get on the 11.
Yeah. That's going to be later. Funny enough, he's still in a pretty good position here.
Yeah, and that's the way with 8 ball, isn't it? That those slow shots, when you miss them and hang them, it turns into a two-way shot.
You can see Patrick shaking his head. He's like, am I ever going to get a shot? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, he went for the bank.
Yeah.
Tough bank with the 10 there. Uh-oh. The 10 ball's going to stay there for a while. I have a funny feeling.
You don't think Tom's just going to run out here?
Well, he might, but
But you're saying leave it to the end of your run.
well, if you make
see
a mistake,
how the run's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit-
there is definitely good logic to that.
Right. I mean, it's the old insurance policy that I keep bringing up. And we do see that a lot in the Jester's match, especially because.
Yeah. The only side note I'd put to that, which is, generally it's good advice to leave them blocking pockets. If it makes it tougher for your run out and slows you down, that logic, you have to realize sometimes you have to give up on it.
Oh, man, that could have gone 50 different ways and worked out. A little thinner, a little thicker. The 4 would definitely not be in the way right now. That's a tough spot to be in.
The plot thickens.
Sunday 8-ball tournament going.
Yep.
Got a really nice turnout. Parking lot's full. You guys had to move all these tables back this morning, huh? Or you guys had some kind of full.
Somebody did.
Full, yeah, okay, but some full house party.
Kendall must have.
Wow.
I was busy tidying the pro shop, so I could have a day off.
Yeah, you got to have a day off once in a while. I had yesterday off.
He played a really nice shot there. He's given himself. He got around behind this, and he's got a shot on the 11.
Oh, does he have the angle to back bank that? He does.
He does have 2 different pockets to bank it into.
I like banking it in the side. Personally.
Now, what we were saying before about hanging balls in the pocket and being a two-way safety, if you bank it in the corner at absolutely putting speed, like in golf, you don't hit it too hard, just hard enough to get to the rail.
You're absolutely right.
Then you might have an element of safety there. Or Patrick's got 3 balls, and therefore there's a lot of things he can do here. And so he's decided.
That was a good attempt. It's still a good save, but I think he was trying to lock it up behind the 7.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's not a totally tough kick shot, is it? The toughest part is...
Do you think he's going to kick? You got to kick, right? You can't...
Yeah, I mean...
Short rail.
And he can't just roll one rail and tap this ball in, because then he'll hook himself on the 8. So it has to be kind of a more firm, stun-type kick and roll the dice.
Could you go rail first with a little bit of right English and maybe tick that in?
Which rail?
Right next to the 4.
Oh.
Just get around the 4.
Really?
I mean, because we can see the table from here. Otherwise,
yeah, I
it's
know.
tough.
I saw you looking over there directly through the glass at the table there, and you're kind of in line. It's a very good question.
You'd have to put like bottom right, almost masse.
It might have to be, and that it just comes off and hits that 4 first, and
and then
you
ball
sell
in
out.
hand. Yeah.
So I think instead of playing a normal rolling kick shot here, if you played a stun more firm, you can look at this. What a great shot!
Wow. No reward.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. This one harder than you normally would, just for that reason.
Because once you make it, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, just.
That's a tough spot to be in.
He's shown that he's very good at kick shots.
And not much phases Tom. I mean, if you can see Tom, he's cool as a cucumber. If he can shoot over a ball, no problem.
And if he just hits this 8 ball, Patrick quite well may have a very difficult spot he finds himself in.
Yeah, because I would not want to be shooting from that bottom rail there. Ooh. Oh, and he made one of them. That made it a little easier for Pat.
Yep. Slice off a little bit of complexity there.
Yeah, I mean, you only got to tap, 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 go. Tappity tap. Oh, he's deciding. Like the 4 first, now he's choosing the 7.
Which one gets you to the 8? What's that shot getting to the 8 look like? And this is exactly what he's played for. He decided he could play a stop shot, and there's nothing to get wrong there. So he likes this follow shot. and
Worked out
that
nice.
shows you why he likes it. And he picked the simplest route that led him to that shot that he likes. Nice out, Patrick. Patrick's going to be tough here today. I like his pace around the table. He's taking a very aggressive stance. He's going for it. And Tom played a really nice kick shot there.
He did, and if you think about it, Patrick could have easily been 2-0 here, but he scratched on the 8 in the first game.
Yep. 1-1.
Tied up, race to
Nip
7.
and tuck.
It's the most. It's the matches we see the most. The most exciting. Hill. Do you think this is going to go hill? I think we're probably going to go hill.
This particular match here is scaling up to be quite possibly the greatest match in the entire history
of Mad
of
Apple
streaming.
I think you might be right. And look, they're having fun.
You never know. We're 1-1 in. Let's find out.
We'll see. Good solid break.
Much nicer, wider table. Half the balls up table. One issue.
What's that, MH?
Well, stripes obviously have the 15. So you're scanning quickly. Do you have a good shot on solids? And does solids look like a nice run? Could just shoot the 7 ball here. And really, the reason you like solids here is this. You'd still like to have gone for it and run out there. Now he's disappointed with himself that he didn't just get up and run out.
Right.
The 8 ball is sitting nice for solids. You know what I mean? And you can try and get to that point, but before the balls are changed, and you always have that safety net. So, but he did not make that ball, so he's not picked solids, and that means Tom can pick solids. You know what I mean? The 15 and 8 is your little safety net, meaning you can just
Correct.
go for solids.
I mean,
Try and run out.
I don't have I mean, either one looks pretty good here. You know, it seems like
Not really. I mean, what are you going to do with the 15? You know what I mean?
Well, the 15 I think does go by the 8.
Oh well,
But maybe not.
I don't think so. But if that's true,
You're probably right.
moot point. Moo point.
Moo?
Do you know what? Yeah, I always used to think it was a moo point instead of a mute.
Just take the T off of it.
'Cause it's like it's the same kind of point that a cow would make. That's what I thought that meant.
Moo point.
A moo point.
Well, if you're going to take the T off the first one, you should take it off
Yeah.
point. Moo point. Only makes sense, I'm just saying, from a logic standpoint.
I'm sorry, man. You're just not making any sense right now.
I know, because I'm talking some brilliant physics here. Just way out there. Moo point.
Stripes chosen. Got to be thinking about the 15-tip ball. And specifically, I wouldn't want to shoot a shot until I know that it leads me to doing something with it. And he's done that. And he has taken a couple of balls, got himself perfectly on the 14 ball, and he can now shoot this ball and tip-tap behind those in there somehow. Is he playing? No, he looks like he's shooting high. He's not playing for contact. Because he could break the, solve the 15 ball problem with this shot.
You're right. And I think I would have probably looked into that. Ball in hand.
I mean, does the 15 just go past the 8?
There's us. We can wave.
It's like
We got MH over here.
The invisible man.
Yeah. For some reason, you've got a glare there. You can almost see table 8. And I do want to say I appreciate you helping me out today.
Thanks for having me. It's a pressure.
It's a pressure. It's a moot point. So what do we got here? Started with ball in hand. Lined up nicely on the 3. Obviously, he can pop out for the 4. Maybe get perfect on the 1. 7 ball it is. He's got a lot of options here. So if he overrolls the 2, he doesn't have to shoot it in the side. Now he's got the 1 in the corner. I mean, that's a great position to be in. You got a lot of
And he's just
possibilities.
calculating it on the fly. His instinct now. He trusts it. He's got it all figured out.
That's the shot right there, though.
I like the way Patrick's playing. He's got a little weird, he's going to want to pop out to the rail. He's got to judge this nicely and punch it in.
Wow. Did that.
Went a little.
It like just rocked the 4, but perfect. Can't get much better.
Well,
yeah.
He's now.
I don't mind this.
How are you getting on the 8 ball?
I mean, probably a little top right.
Really?
Try to get to the middle of the table.
What?
So he used left.
Around. Yep. Oh, and he snicked it.
Because I like using it off the second rail. So off the second rail, the right would have straightened it out and then just brought it down table, and then you just had a cut on the 8.
And he didn't really need to go into those, did he? He could have just gone right down the table like you said.
Well, I was just thinking if I wanted a 100% attempt at it, even a bank, right? You just got to get yourself over there.
So let's see what Tom does here. There's so many different ways to look at this.
I'm not touching the 15. I'm playing safe.
There is always that. But if with ball in hand, you might just be able to shoot the 15 somewhere.
You might.
And then get out and not let your opponent back to the table.
That is an option. I don't like the percentage of making this 15 jacked up with an angle.
Yeah,
or
if you don't feel comfortable. What about the corner pocket to where he's standing?
Well, I don't think you can get the ball in between the rail there.
Maybe not, yeah. So
Well,
there's nothing
someone's
terrible
lost.
with what's that?
Someone's lost. They're just
Wondering that. It's okay. It's okay, ma'am. It's just a stage you're going through.
yeah. The red barrier lines didn't stop her.
Yeah. Okay. So he's thinking about what about breaking it with one of these other balls?
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but I think the percentage is really high by just playing a safe here. I mean, you could make a ball, then play a safe, but I've learned.
So when you're calculating the percentages, I will point out that playing a successful safe isn't all the way to the end of the game. So you have to. It shouldn't get full score 100%.
It changes after each.
Because you don't know. If you get him back to the table, you play a safe and he does something and something weird happens, or he shoots your ball in or freezes balls together.
Right.
And with ball in hand, he is absolutely going for it. What a bold shot. He's given himself a chance to win, and that's super aggressive.
Well, he went from 100% winning to about
it's going to be
10
a really exciting match because Tom also is showing us that he is here to play pool.
Wait, you need a little
get out
power.
when he has a chance. And
I respect that. It's aggressive.
I love that bank shot you just played. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like once you get into that thinking you're clever with the safeties, and then you start turning down opportunities to get out.
I'm still saying the safety was the right shot, personally, for me.
No, this shot's big here. I want this just to fall into the pocket. Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Good shot. He needs to come up with another one.
He's got an angle.
He's gone for his little extension.
Wonder why. A little added weight, maybe?
Maybe. Interesting. I'll have to ask him that later.
Some people like the extra weight on the end of their cue. It's not always about how far the cue ball is on the table. I like what he's doing here. He's going to stun over.
Oh, beautiful.
Drills
What
it.
a great shot. He's playing really, really well.
Unbelievable.
And stay down. You played 3 great shots there. And this is the one that it was leading to.
Boom.
Tom's playing great.
Unbelievable.
Both of these players are playing great. This is going to be a really good match.
I mean, I'm sticking with it. I think the safe was the safer play. He would have gotten back to the table, and he probably would have had an easier out.
Well, let me.
But he did do it.
Okay, let me just point out that in his way, 100%, it was safe. It was 100% safe because he didn't give Patrick a chance to get back to the table. He had ball in hand and he got out. So that was 100% right there. And if you can do that, and if you feel good about doing that, that's definitely the best option, and it's is when you do your probability, your calculation of percentages, it's 100%. I guarantee you, when we do the math on the other one,
Right.
it's not as much.
No, there would never be 100%.
This one was. You know what I mean? If you run out, it's 100%.
It wasn't 100%. It became 100%. But he could have easily missed any one of those shots. So there's a variable. So
but he didn't.
He didn't. No, but if I was coaching someone on how to guarantee the win on that table, it would have been a save.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%.
I definitely would not.
He still would have won.
No, not necessarily.
Well,
you think this playing a safe is a guaranteed win?
No, but I still think he would have been in a better position
until
to
Tom
win.
plays his next shot, some little weird, clever thing.
You're not wrong, but I mean, we're doing a little Captain Hindsight here. So,
well,
he had
I think
to
it's
shoot
easy when people
hard
think that
shots in a row
people
to win that.
Talk about the percentages and think about the percentages, but I think everybody forgets to count getting out as the best safety.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, not letting your opponent to the table is definitely a win.
And he had ball in hand, so why not do what he just did?
Right.
And he didn't hit it perfect every shot. I'm sure it wasn't supposed to be frozen up, and they weren't supposed to be as tough, but he's betted on himself, and guess what?
Yes, sir.
He showed us that he was right to.
He got out, and that's all that counts.
Yeah. If you get out, no one can say you did it the wrong way.
Well, I can. I'm sorry, man. I disagree.
I'll tell you what we should do. We should set up that exact same spot. We'll put little, marks on the table and do it 10 times or 100 times.
Well, the cool thing is when he banked it, and if he would have missed that bank, he was froze on the 8. So Patrick wouldn't have had a shot. But that is so hard to judge. You can't really calculate that. Chances are, if he missed the bank, he would have sold out. So if we really want to analyze that whole rack, the bank, in or out, still didn't give Pat the win. He would have been frozen on the 8 with no shot. So that would have been what would you call that, a roll? I mean, that's not something you'd plan to do, right, with precision like that, unless you're like Filler or Gorst or top 5 pool players.
Well, it was a little stunny stop shot. I don't think he was trying to be frozen on the 8 ball like that. He was just going for it. And sometimes the shot to nothing or the two-way shot leads you into playing a run that's tougher.
Right.
And so I think we've got to be careful that we just understand that. I'm not saying what the right decision is, because you got to judge it yourself when you're there, but
for sure,
be careful you don't just give up opportunities because of your concept of safety.
I mean, and there's times where, if you have ball in hand and you really can just run out, don't put him in. I mean, I see a lot of people play safeties when they don't have to. Like, there's no problems. The balls are separated. They still play a safe. Now, that is different than what he had, in my opinion, because he had to bank his way out. And then I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think if you were coaching, the Mosconi Cup, and they asked you what you should do there,
I guarantee you they were all going for it.
I don't think so.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no way.
Are you saying Tom Faucher bets on himself he's going to make that bank shot and get out, which he did?
I think
they would have played. All those other guys, they wouldn't bet on themselves to get out there. I guarantee you they're going for it.
Well, it's not about getting out there; it's about winning. So,
and if you get out, you win.
Yeah. So the percentages, though, you have to play in your favor.
They're not going to let their opponent shoot.
I mean, the chances of getting out there with the bank and the 3 hard shots is pretty low to reproduce every time. So I think it's. My point is if you play that one good save, you get ball in hand a second time, maybe they break up your trouble ball because he's going after the 8, right? I mean, that's how you win championships. No. I mean, you can win a game once in a while by being aggressive, but it's not gonna continue that way. I mean,
did you watch the Mosconi Cup at all?
Well, there was a lot going on there. Yeah. I'm not gonna break that one down because I feel like a lot of players had rough days, even when they should have got out there missing balls. Did you see the balls pop out of the pockets?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I mean, you can't plan that.
Yeah.
Wolford broke and shot a ball off the table on the break, which is an automatic ball in hand for Filler. I mean, you like those kind of things you can't put into the percentages.
No, you never know what's going to happen. I honestly think if they would have played again exactly the same with the same teams. I think America's got a really, really good team. I mean, I know the other guys are good, but very good. But America this year, I felt going into it, has a really, really good team.
I agree. I don't know if that first match set the tone.
That very first rack.
There was a couple. Well, the first couple of matches.
Rack. There was a statement on the entire tournament. Shane broke and ran.
And missed the 9.
Wait, he didn't quite.
Something like that.
Yeah. It would have been a message to the team, both teams.
That might have been it. Because when you're captain, wobbles.
They would have won the first match, or could have.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I still enjoy it. It was fun to watch. I paid for it. I didn't mind watching. I didn't watch the third day. I just watched the highlights. I mean, I didn't have time. What is it? It's already 9-2. Hey, they did pull one more, though. They got 9-3, I believe. So, excuse me. So, Tom's working on stripes here. He's got a lot of work to do. Patrick just hung a ball in the pocket, which probably worked out better for him because the 8 ball goes nowhere. Think he's going for the breakup here? Such a straight shooter.
Yeah, he's pocketing the balls well, isn't he? Has he got himself a shot on the 9 there? Interesting.
I think he does. It looks like a little bit of an angle to maybe move that 12 out of there. Hard to see the angle for sure.
If he does have a shot on the 9 there, okay, nice. Looking at the 10, I mean, he could play a...
He's rethinking it. Is now the time to play the save?
Yeah, especially if you don't like the way that 11 and 10 were sitting. Oh, no, he played.
Oh, beautiful.
That's great. You've got to be careful that you don't, play well and shoot a lot of your balls in and then leave yourself with 2 problems at the end. These 2 last balls. The interesting thing about that cluster is it stops you and it stops your opponent. But the dilemma is, how are we going to get to the end of the game without opening it up and giving my opponent a chance?
He went for it there.
Yeah, and if he'd got a little tap on the 12, which is what he was playing for there, it would nudge them out and had a shot.
It would have made all the difference.
He's still got chances here. Lovely, very nice.
Ooh.
And he's given himself a lovely little angle on this 14.
Yeah, that should come right back in there.
He's playing some really nice little breakout shots and position to get on breakout shots.
I mean, Tom's a fighter. I've always said that. Very tough to beat.
And I wonder if there's even a combination there.
Oh, wow, yeah. What's he looking at? Yeah, 9-12 in the side. I think he was looking at the possibility of maybe shooting the 9 into the 6. But I don't think it passes the 12. So now you're kind of stuck. Because you have to break them out now.
I think he's got a combination of the 9-12 into the side pocket.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I would 100% go for that.
And I think if the 9 hits the 8 first, it probably steers it in and still makes it.
Oh, yeah, it might help it out.
There is a way for him to play a little stun off the 9 and freeze the cue ball behind the 8.
That would be beautiful.
That's a super aggressive safety. It's like an aggressive safety, opening everything up. Your opponent then is on the hook for doing something special. And otherwise, he sells out. He is just called the other side pocket. So it looks like a combination bank shot. Have your finger ready on the replay button.
Would you look at that? Did the two roll far enough? I don't think so.
I
mean,
he has left Patrick in a tricky spot. I think he might. Yeah, he definitely cannot see the two. He may be able to bend the cue ball or maybe even just brush off the rail. And there's an alley behind this 12 ball, is there?
Wow. What a tough shot to come back to the table on.
And the thing about these diamonds is they have very deep pocket ledges. And look how deep that 6 ball is. I've shot shots like this and felt they were good until you realize you don't even hit the 6. The 6 is difficult to get to.
I mean, yeah.
Rail first. I mean, even any part of the rail first.
If the 12 was just a little further down table. Because I don't think he can hit it. I might. Oh, I like the jump. But I was also thinking maybe a kick shot. The geometry is not too bad to hit the 6 in from that location. You basically just hit in between, the side and the diamond. But will you get a shape on the 2? Well, that's always a...
Yeah, this jump shot's probably a good option here. Well, he jumps well. Cleared the ball.
Ball in hand for Tom.
Aim it.
They're tough. I mean, and I think he had a little English on that too. It kind of curved. And if he would have made that, though, I bet you he would have had a shot on the 2 because that ball would have moved around the table quite a bit. I've been watching a lot of the pros jump, and the ability to control the cue ball after a jump is unbelievable. Like, they must actually practice jump shots.
Yeah, and I'm not good at jumps at all. I usually do favor kicking and masses
old
just
school
because I'm not that used to them, but sometimes you gotta.
What feels better, a kick shot with shape or a jump shot with shape? That's the question.
I wouldn't know. I've never really played a jump shot with shape.
You never even got lucky?
Don't play that many, but I should.
Uh-oh. He knocked the 6 in with his hand. This exact shot caused a huge argument in league between two players.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the kind of thing. With these two gentlemen, because they're such wonderful people, there's not going to be any argument over this. But
right, well, that's the right call. You just put the ball back. But what happened was, and it's funny in league, the person said, no, just leave it down. And then the guy got out, and then he got mad.
Oh.
He's like, no, I think that was a foul now, or I think that ball should have gone up. Or,
yeah, well, there is a rule that says after the opponent shoots next, any previous fouls are not fouls anymore.
Yeah, you can't bring up something
It's
later.
over, yeah, after you've agreed to it and you've gone ahead.
I'm liking it. 8 in the side. I think this is going to extend the lead.
Going around, make sure you don't forget to visualize the shot. Aim it in. Know where the cue ball's going to stop, because if you don't, you didn't pick a shot yet.
Beautifully done.
Lovely. And with a blink of an eye, Tom takes a 2-game lead. Patrick there.
Just
in
smoldering.
In his own thoughts.
He's probably thinking, what happened? I feel like I had that. And for some reason, he never really gets a good attempt at the table when it opens up. So, they play so smart. They leave clusters, they leave defensive shots, and then all of a sudden, it all opens up. Tom misses a ball or something, and then he still doesn't have a shot. Okay. I don't get it.
Right.
You can't factor that into the percentages.
No, that's what makes this game so interesting.
I agree.
Fascinating. It's not like tic-tac-toe.
No. Did you know some people think you can't win tic-tac-toe?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
With best play, you can't. On both sides, you can't win.
Right.
If your opponent puts.
I locked MH up froze like an old 386 computer there for about 10. He's like, did he actually just say that?
If you go in the corner and your opponent puts theirs in the wrong place, you can then, from that moment, force a victory.
Correct. I always thought that was funny because teaching your kids tic-tac-toe, that's a beautiful moment. Because they think it's a game that they can win. But
Well, they can, and they do. So
yeah.
When they're playing against each other.
Correct. But once they
know.
figure out that if you just start in a certain place and you always, strategically put your next move in the net, it's always a tie.
Well, it's a great learning experience, really. Because
it really is.
If you think about it, you can't play perfect strategy unless you've gone through all the other lines. And
that's what's fun about it. It's like watching them kind of grow. With a simple game of tic-tac-toe. Did anything drop? No.
Tom hit them solidly there.
He usually does. He doesn't hold back.
He lets rip.
Lets her rip, as they say. So what do we got here? Not much of a choice here. We are shooting the 7.
Yeah, and solids don't look that bad, do they? The 2 ball's not the end of the world, really. I mean, I might have a tendency to draw in and try and bump them around, which is not smart because a lot of better players can pick this off because these balls are kind of open.
A little bit of a rearrangement.
It's tough to get on the 2 ball, isn't it? In fact, from where he is, it's tough to make any ball. That's a little safety. And he hasn't left much there, has he?
You know what? Maybe he's changing his strategy.
There's a shot on the 13 in the side pocket. And again, it's one of those, if you roll it in dead weight, it kind of ends up hanging in front of the 6 ball if it doesn't fall in. It gains a slight advantage. But
I'm definitely not doing the percentage thing with you anymore.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is about shooting stripes has a problem with the 11 as a sort of a safety net. Solids.
I think the question is, does the 11 go?
No, the 11 does not.
Okay. So no matter what happens, that's going to be an issue. Well, look at that. I think that broke the 6 ball.
There's 2 magnetized balls.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Well, maybe
glued back together.
You know what's funny? You look at the TV. It looks like the 6 doesn't go. It actually does go.
You can see a big clear gap between the 6 and the 13 from the commentary booth. That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
That is incredible. On both views there. Why can't you see the gap between the 13 and the 6?
I think if you look really closely at the 6, there's kind of a gap there if you move the P shower logo.
Are we sure this is even reality? It looks like.
Here, let's move the logo. Does it look better now?
Still looks like the 6 doesn't go and it's kind of frozen on the 13.
Right, I know. It's so tough to be in the booth sometimes and see everything right.
What Mr. G is pointing out there is if you look out of the commentary booth right at the pool table, we can see the 6 ball clearly goes in the side pocket.
It's like a 1/4-inch gap.
And there's a big old gap between the 6 and the 13.
Unbelievable.
This is a Matrix moment. I'm beginning to doubt what we're watching on the screen is the match that's in front of us.
Well, I mean, there's a 50-50 chance that you're right. Throw some more percentages at you.
That's that guy. I got to get up and walk around the table now. I don't want to freak him out. So
I really do think the 6 goes, yes.
I need to know for sure.
But the 11 still does not go. But
oh, does it?
Oh.
He was just brushing on the 11 there, but yeah, 11 still.
And now does it?
Man, Patrick may end up shooting the 1 and clearing the 11 right now, but he doesn't want to. But if he wants to shoot balls and try and get out, I think it's his only shot.
You gotta, yeah. Jenny's leaving. Jenny has left the building. Patrick's on his own. He's going to have to get an Uber home.
Jenny's down the block.
Yep.
And the 4 and the 5 aren't very nice looking, are they? I wonder what he's thinking there. So
No, especially, I mean, they're the
Oh,
proper
no.
color, so. I mean,
I'm saying he's on the 3 to get behind those. He maybe have a little bit too much angle, but definitely he had a clear plan here.
you
Which
can roll the bank in.
if he's thinking about breaking this up, that
Mm.
says they don't go. Well, not really. No.
It's tough either way to hold the cue ball.
Yeah. If he was straight on that 3 in the side, he would be able to get on the 5 or the 4. He's going into him. Oh.
Well, he opened up the 6.
Yeah, he was playing the 3 ball off the 13, which tells you that
I wonder.
tells you that 6 ball did not go. We'll ask him afterwards. I think because of the way he played that, I'm pretty sure now.
Well,
That
I
6
wonder if
ball
Jenny
did
left,
not go.
thinking that maybe she was throwing Pat off.
And he's like, while he was shooting that shot, he's like, "Wait, where'd she go?"
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I was, so the opposite happened. Yeah, right. Like, she was just sitting there.
Meanwhile, Tom's stripes.
She had a great meal, and she put it on Pat's tab and left.
Huh.
That's what you got to do. Hey, can we get a server over here? I need something too. Maybe an orange dream, blue bobber.
You want to go fishing now?
Well, the ice isn't ready.
So Tom's stripes here are nicely sort of strewn across the table in open spaces.
Vincent says, "What's up, Chris G?" and the legendary MH! Exclamation point, question mark. Whether or not you're a
Vincent
legend is
Didio
still under
From
investigation.
Fond du Lac.
Yeah, Dale.
Good. Hi there, Vincent.
Mason Cook.
He's sticking his head in and grabbing some stuff.
Yeah, grab the balls there. The TV balls.
Vincent is a tattoo artist.
He is. Yeah. And I think I saw something on Facebook. He was looking for some quick clients or something. I don't remember what the ad was.
When I decide to get my tattoo, I'll have Vincent do it.
Yeah, what are you going to get?
It's going to say "Made in England" on my ass.
Well, who's going to see that? Nobody.
Just a chosen select few.
More than one?
That's
That's a little odd. I think Jill would have something to say about that one.
Look at this shot. He's got a small pocket, half a pocket. Just got to make sure you don't hit the 6 ball on the way through.
Right.
Just going to launch it that way.
Oh, yeah. Connie's having some troubles with John on table 8. Everybody has problems with John. Such a good player. Which John?
John Lewis.
John Lewis. There's so many Johns. Would you look at that?
Did you know John Lewis is a
Mike
famous...
Legou just walked in. I haven't seen
Mike-
him in like 2 years.
Mike Legou?
Legou.
Oh, Mike Legou.
He's got his patent leather shoes on. He watches the door at a special bar.
Oh, Patrick.
Whoa!
Oh, my God. Hit the button.
Well, yeah.
Patrick got himself in trouble there and
He
just
got-
pulled off the most amazing
He got mad, I think.
kick shot,
He
which
got mad,
jumped
right?
a little bit.
That had to be
It's got to
anger.
feel good. Yeah, he did. He hit that very quickly. It was
Let's see if we got a second here to
he
catch that.
was a little frustrated that he'd
Boom!
gone out of position. That is the most incredible
Unbelievable.
shot.
Pat.
Not only that, when we watch this in history, that's going to make it to YouTube. That shot, no one's going to know the context, and it's going to be like he whacked that hard to go 3 rails, 2 rails out to get position.
To get more frustrated. Because you make a shot like that, and then you don't have another shot.
Well, he's got a big decision here to make. It's tough. I've been in positions where you know what the goals are. A, don't give your opponent a shot. B, try not to sell out here. But what are you going to do? And he's left it. a little.
Yeah, he had the
complex.
double kiss. He was hoping to probably freeze the cue
Yeah.
ball to the 9.
And that's right. So he was trying to get, either frozen on those balls or that ball just in the way. And this is one of those shots that, I think I need to practice more. It's not straight on this ball, on this 13 into the long corner.
This is a good song. Lady. What is this? What song is this? I love the auto playlist here at this pool hall. A little bit of jazz, a little bit of blues.
It's the big shot here.
This is a big shot.
Giving him Patrick a lifeline. Patrick doesn't want to go, playing as good as Patrick is right now, and he's going for it, and he's still staying aggressive. Doesn't want to go 4-1 down.
Right. But this is a shot that weighs heavy on your ego. Because what's he doing? Okay, 4 goes. Never mind. I thought he had to shoot the hard shot, come back for the 4. I also have to adjust the white balance on this camera.
Put himself on the rail a little bit there. And is he going to play this just as quick as the other one? Sometimes your spidey sense says, look, this has gone a little bit more complex than it was supposed to be. Make sure you see this and understand it before you pull the trigger.
Yeah, take a couple extra seconds on it.
Because this is not going in automatically, but if you visualize it, you
Oh,
can play the shot.
no.
And that would be the second one of
Oh,
those.
it didn't scratch. It didn't go in.
I was playing Scotch doubles with Mason one time, and I played a shot just like that. And the cue ball, I stopped the cue ball going in. I grabbed it and gave it to the player. And Mason says to me, that wasn't going in, don't you? I'm like, what? You sure? And I'm sure he's right. But
I've stopped
you got to
doing
be careful.
that. Yeah, because I did that once in a state tournament, and it was hill. And I was so frustrated. I was going to grab the ball, and I was just going to hand it to the other player.
Yeah.
And it hit the point. It didn't go in.
And you still couldn't get and you still caught it because you took too long to figure it out.
No, he said that I touched it.
Oh, right.
And I didn't. But at that point, you can't argue it. Your hand went in the pocket. He couldn't tell. Obviously, he just cheated.
Yeah, he might.
But, I mean, maybe he did know for real.
He may not.
But I mean, that's...
Yeah, you've got nothing to gain by grabbing the ball, so
exactly.
get out of that habit.
That's the point here. Don't do it. Because you'll get kicked out of a state tournament trying to be a nice guy.
So is that 2 racks now that Patrick has?
Yes.
Oh, it was the ball before the 8, was it, on that other one?
No, he scratched
It was
on the 8.
On the 8.
On the first game and the 4th game.
And Tom is playing strong here. You can't afford to just
Or would that be the 5th
throw
game?
games away.
5th game. This is the 6th game.
So
math is hard.
Patrick's, entered this match with a great attitude, optimism, storming around. Things haven't gone quite his way. What's that going to do to him?
Well, you're going to find out because you're going to be in the booth with him when he does the nights.
No, I'm going to be.
Yeah, because that's going to be an amazing. If he loses, can you imagine having to sit in the booth with him? I hope he could brush it off. I'm not saying it's over yet.
No, and my advice to him in his corner right now would be exactly the same as you started this match. Don't change, because
keep your head up.
You just keep doing it because you were doing it right.
Right.
What comes around goes around.
I mean, you could put a little thought into something here and there once in a while, but don't drastically change everything. I don't know if that's maybe not what you're saying, but sometimes taking a breath once in a while helps.
Well, I mean, just the psychology of getting to this point where now he's down, a couple of things he regrets, can change your psychology. And it's easy for that to happen. And I would say, no, just keep going the way you were doing it because the attitude wasn't wrong.
I like his Marines jersey. I think that's the...
What's he doing here?
That's for the service tournament they do.
What a bizarre shot that was.
I don't know what he was thinking,
He had a
What
wide
do you think?
Well, he had a wide open table. He had choice of solids or stripes. And he chose really not to shoot a shot.
Well, is it possible that he's losing by like making the balls too soon, and then
Well,
maybe he's changing
that is
the
one
path
of
of history here.
those sort of rules of thumb from a certain level in April, where obviously, the guy who gets in first, he makes 5 or 6 balls, and if he doesn't get out, it's the worst thing you could possibly do in April, really.
It can be, yeah.
But he did just break up some things. It was just too complex, and he didn't want to see his way to the end. But Tom here, the problem with doing that is Tom here has shown us that he's not afraid to do what he has to do and decide and shoot the right shots to break things up and get position. And I think it's dangerous to let Tom back in with an open table.
That might be the issue right now, is that Tom's been breaking, and he breaks well, but there's always a couple clusters, and Patrick's getting a little frustrated at these clusters, I think he'd rather see the table wide open, so there's a chance at a table run. That's his game.
Yeah.
Now, that's a small part of 8 ball. Look at that. Rail first. And, I was thinking, how's he going to shoot the 2 or the 7? The 7 does not go past the 9. I checked. So he's got to do something here.
And like my friend at college, the guy who just sort of goes for everything and is being aggressive is actually scary when you're sitting in your chair hoping that he doesn't make this next shot that he's going to make.
Right. This is exactly the same thing.
And it's simpler almost. So he has a shot here, combination.
Like if Tom runs this out, Patrick has run out of strategies. He's tried to let him shoot first. He's tried the let me shoot first. He's tried the safety. He's tried the aggressive jumps.
And so what he shouldn't have done is judge himself too harshly.
Oh, he fouled there. Well, hey, that changes everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at Patrick's first few games and say, look, I tried it being aggressive. That didn't work. No, keep doing it.
I'm not trying to simply sum it up like that.
No, I know, right. But
he bumped the cue ball there. That's unbelievable.
We'll ask him what he was thinking about his very first shot there.
Yeah, like you had some options, and you just blasted him. I think he won. I think it was frustration. If I was guessing, it's frustration at seeing such a cluster at the bottom of the table every game. It's not working out in his favor, so why not try something different?
Play break shots and hit the ball hard.
Correct.
Don't try and finesse everything. Whack them.
Right.
But make the ball. Go for it. Make the ball. Cool
Make
the ball. And roll the dice. Re-break. And see where you lie afterwards.
I agree 100%.
But he's got a nice little run here.
You're a little tricky here. I mean, you got to bear down.
This one just might work out perfect. If he rolls this 14 in the side, he may just be perfectly on this 9. No, he's not going to do that. Because it's semi-awkward. I'd have taken the 14 and the 9 first.
I didn't mind the 10, but
I just felt that he had a nice, simple rolling in shot 14 to get on that window in the 9. And
yeah, I mean, the angle was sharper than it seemed, but definitely doable. He might not have seen it as a shot option.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't tell from here if it really sits good, but
like for you like cutting balls in all day.
Do I?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
You bank, you cut. You do cannons. You're the best at the cannon shot.
Ow.
Carom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what it means.
I was just making sure. You've been in America for so long, maybe you forgot what cannon meant. So what's cannon mean? It just in case the people watching didn't catch my answer.
A cannon is the cue ball hitting a ball after it hits the first ball. A kiss shot.
A kiss, correct.
They call it here.
A kiss, and some people call everything a carom.
Yes, I don't know why.
There is a mixture of that.
I think it's this. I'm assuming it's the same as cannon. Cannon is the English way, and carom is the French way.
Ah,
I think it might be the same word.
So in England, they have cannon and kiss?
No, just cannons.
So they use cannon for everything. Kisses and caroms. I know that's a tricky question, but there's a lot there.
Kiss a carom?
Well,
what's the difference?
That's if you look at the definition on Google,
yeah.
The difference between a kiss and a carom.
Go on.
I believe the carom is when an object ball goes off another ball. If the cue ball goes off, it's a kiss. I call them all caroms, and people.
I mean, a kiss is any contact, isn't it?
That's what I don't know.
I think the word kiss kind of almost means any
I'm
contact.
telling you, I got into many arguments. Here, let me look up the definition because this might be informative.
I think he's looking to kick this one in.
And we know he can do it.
That's a good hit. The billiards gods have said, let's keep this complex and let those balls roll together. Thus infuriating Patrick even more. He's going to blast these, drawing back into it. He's trying to break those out.
All right, I said it backwards. It's because it's confusing. A carom is when the cue ball glances off one object ball into another.
Yeah.
A kiss is when an object ball glances off an object ball.
A kiss shot, maybe.
A kiss.
Yeah.
A kiss shot, yeah.
Well, we do use the word kiss over there too, and it just means generally.
Oh, I see what you're saying, because I didn't say shot. Okay.
A kiss could be any contact, really.
You should have been like a teacher.
Thanks.
I would have failed the test, and I've been like, what do you mean, no? He's like, well, if you would have said kiss shot, you would have been correct. But kiss, no, you're incorrect.
Look at this shot.
Is this a kiss?
This is going to be a kiss. Boom. Hits the 8.
Oh.
The 8 was playing blocker. If you could have sent the 8 into the 7, but it kind of blocked it a little bit.
Well, the 9 ball's tough, right? So, once again, you got to think a little bit here.
Yeah, so what you're saying here is if you played some amazing shot on the 5 and actually banked it in, is it better for you or worse? Because then you're forced into playing something on the 7, which if you bank that in, you actually win the game, and that's the best outcome.
Right.
But if you don't have a good shot on the 7 and you just don't, you've sold out completely. So you're better off leaving the 5 ball on the table.
And it's a very tough thing to
when it comes to safety battles, obviously the side that has more balls has more options. The worst number of balls you can have is 1.
Yes.
And 2 gives you a lot more options than 1, and 3 is a really good number.
4 is even better.
I've heard people thinking of 3 and 8 ball as a sort of, you need to know what your last 3 balls are.
Uh-oh. Come on now.
Oh, keep cool, Patrick. Keep cool.
Yeah, because it's not over yet. I don't know if he can shoot the 7 in with ball in hand.
Right. And I think it looks like it goes between these 2 orange balls into the longest corner.
Oh, wow. But then there's a 5 go. What a tricky table. Why are we getting such weird angles? I've never had this much trouble trying to see if a ball goes in a pocket. Okay, I think the 5 goes. So if he makes the 7, he will have a shot on the 5. I'm sticking to it. MH has busted out the protractor he just supposedly has in his back pocket.
No,
Nobody knows why.
You can read my mind, I think. I'm trying to see if I can take this page out of this book.
Oh.
And use it as a straight edge.
Well, he didn't. Oh, no. Now you can't test it. He bumped the 11.
But when you've got that overhead view on your phone or your screen or your TV or whatever you're watching, you can get a piece of paper or just a straight edge and actually judge for yourself whether the balls go or not.
I've done that. Have you ever played 8-ball pool on an Android phone or even an iPhone? On a phone?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever looked at it from an angle? You can like turn your screen sideways so you can actually aim it better, or you can get a piece of paper to figure out the contact point.
I like that. Brilliant. Yeah,
it works. It really does work because it's such a logical, linear game.
Turning the screen and as if you're looking from the side.
Right, because looking at it,
it does help.
I mean, come on, nobody shoots pool looking at an overhead view.
You'd think it wouldn't help, but it kind of does, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it really. I mean, because that's it's like firing a gun or what you're used to shooting pool with is you get down on the shot. You're looking from behind.
Snick the 7 ball, got to a rail.
Well, so this is another time where Patrick's up at the table with 0
Well, he's definitely got more of an advantage, though, here.
Oh, wait, ball in hand. How did that happen? I missed something. I didn't think that was ball in hand. But it very well could have. Anybody watching, tell us why that was ball in hand.
Patrick has stripes, does he?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe Tom hit a stripe.
Okay, shooting the 9. This is tricky, yeah. So here, I mean, this is a position where it's not the end of the world to play an extra safety, but as long as you play it good. But no, if you see a way to get out, even better. So he's got nicely on this 11 that he can just roll forward. Looks like he's digging down. Is he trying to draw back? What's going on? Punching off the side rail.
Oh, interesting.
He had to miss that
Yeah,
ball.
because I think rolling forward would have been tough too, because then you'd have to get back to the 8. Although the 13 would have been easier to shoot.
That might have been one of those situations where you had to miss the ball in order to get the position you were planning.
Yes. Yeah, you cheat the pocket just a little too much.
He might have just been able to roll forward.
I thought so as well. But I'm thinking, okay, if he rolled forward for the 13, how does he get on the 8? Another tough shot. Although, both options probably better than letting your opponent shoot. So Tom with a tough shot here. He's really taking his time. Eyeballing up that contact point. Old school ghost ball aimer.
Oh, so close.
All right.
And that was a big shot there.
It's a good chance for Patrick to get on the board here. Hit that well. You rolling up for this?
Yeah, and if Tom had made that and got out there, 5-1.
That would have been brutal. 5-1, big difference than 4-2. Big difference. That might be the momentum switch we were looking for.
And that was that same rack that we had that question at the beginning, didn't we? Of kind of not taking solids or stripes.
Yeah, I mean, it paid off, right? I guess. He won. And I think sometimes I've even talked to other players, good 650 and above Fargo rating players, and sometimes they get frustrated and they wing at a couple balls. And that maybe changes the momentum, maybe changes the rolls, maybe it's a mental adjustment. I don't know. But they feel it changes things. Because things weren't going Pat's way. He made a change, and now he won a game. There's really no science to that. It's just a feeling. Will it last? I don't know. Tom has the ability to switch up too. If he gets tight and, if he gets, boxed into a corner, he'll start playing safes if he has to. Guaranteed.
And right now, he's made a quick decision. He's decided with ball in hand and an open table, he can solve the problem of the 4 ball with this combination.
Sure
Nicely
did.
done. He's given himself a chance there, and so
I like the 2-4 here. But the 2 very well might go in that upper left corner.
he's going to shoot the 7 all the way down. Just roll this down the rail.
Wow.
Beautiful. He's got the 3 in the side.
Oh, John Giles here?
I thought that was him, yeah.
That's cool.
And you got to plan this to leave probably the 2 ball as your last ball. The 8 ball
It's tricky.
Yeah, I mean, does he like the 8 ball in that very thin side pocket, or there's the other side pocket if you get behind it? any tap into them either. And there's also a bank shot. But real question is what kind of angle do you want on this 2-ball? He plays these patterns nicely. Tom does.
Real clean.
I think he makes some very wise decisions, which allow him to stay aggressive.
That one I might have gone with more of a bottom, right? Because coming around 2 rails, going through the 15-12 was.
There you go. Now it's just he just indicated it. He's just off by a fraction.
Oh, okay. So he likes cutting that to the left.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's what he was going for. Okay.
Gleaning from his communication there.
Makes
He's
sense.
just like he can. Well, he's looking like he's kicking at it now. He can't make the 2. He would have to hit he can hit the 2 without going to a rail, but it's not. He's going to hit it too thin. So I think he's choosing the side pocket now. He's going to kick this ball in.
That's going to be ball in hand.
Yeah, you got to give it a little bit more speed than that. It had a chance to go off the 11 too into that same pocket.
So for those that don't know, after contact, something has to hit a rail. Anything.
Well, Patrick's got an invitation back into this match now.
I like this table. There's a lot of plan Bs.
Isn't that a fertility drug? Plan B. Oh,
Possibly.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of that.
Could be plan C. That's typical when I play 8-ball. I'm more of a plan E player.
You're more of a preparation H kind of guy.
Yeah. You get a better glide, you know?
Stop it.
Well, he's gotten himself in trouble. But has it worked out?
He's going to stay aggressive. Pop this in the side with powering it. Okay, roll it in gently is what I meant to say.
Oh, you know what?
Smart. He's thinking. He's still thinking. He thinks he's got a nice little snick shot on the 12 ball in the side.
Or the 15 all the way down.
And a gentle little tap on the 15 to set it up. For
Look
that
at that.
Yeah, beautiful. See, he readjusted well. He's still thinking.
Did.
He's thinking well.
Hats off on the readjustment. I mean, a lot of players would have been frustrated because the cue ball's not listening to them. You know, it's not going where they want it to go. And he pulled it together, and he's got a decent shot on the 8 to bring this match within 1. Oh.
Yeah.
He was really sawing at that one.
And that's that little extra bit. He's sort of just letting it go. And what you were saying about freewheeling and hitting a couple before to sort of let off steam, you've got to stop doing that once you get back into it.
Well, what did he do there? He lifted his cue up. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
He lifted the cue up. Now, if we were going to a fundamentals class,
He probably could have just played a gentle.
just roll it in, follow
Well,
through.
no, I'm not
stay
saying
down
that
on your
because
shot.
I missed so many rolling shots at that last state tournament. I decided I'm just stunning him in.
But could
he
this-
could have played a softest little stop shot there.
Could that have been from a
That's what I'd
tight
have
grip,
done.
though? I'm just trying to narrow down. Because if you
Something, who
hold,
knows?
if you
Yeah.
hold the butt of your cue really tight, a lot of times it lifts off your bridge hand.
Yeah.
You know, and now you're not getting a fluid forward
And that could
follow
come
through.
directly from just sort of the emotional state that you're in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do it all the time, you know. But I also like to analyze, you know. It's
Now, this is
what
a
we do
huge
up here.
shot. So, Tom had a shot that he missed earlier in this rack. And that was this one was tougher, and that shows you
Wow.
Tom's not going to get put off by anything.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Tom is very, very dangerous right now, and so
Especially to
that
Jerry.
huge miss on the 8-ball. You know, Patrick needs to forget everything that went before, but he needed to be present during that 8-ball.
Wow.
And he left Tom tough there, and Tom played a really, really nice shot on that 2-ball. And now did take the score to 5-2.
I'll be honest with you. That's always tricky, you know.
Oh, Patrick's got his hand in his head in his. All right, now head in his hand. Now he's texting,
He's like, Jenny, where'd you go?
posting.
You were sitting here just a second ago.
Oh, do we have any chat going?
Just Vincent. He said, I will, to whatever you answered.
No, I was just saying I needed someone to eventually, when I finally decide to pull the trigger on my tattoo.
And he said, I will.
I'm going to have Vincent do it.
Oh, yes. Okay, it's coming back to me now. Vince will definitely do that one. With a smile on. Envelope? So what?
Well, all the frustration that's happened to lead to this moment, none are more frustrating than that very last April. Because he really was, and still is, but if he'd taken that rack, which he found himself that he had a chance to do, and he was playing some good shots to get to that moment.
He really was. I told you, he cleaned up, you know.
The scores would have been 3-4, which is, you're right in the middle of this match.
Big difference.
And when you...
Up.
And he gave Tom that half chance, really, and Tom played a really good shot to take that rack.
He really did. I'm telling you, Tom is shooting great. I mean, it hats off to the shots that Tom is executing. And when he misses, he's not really leaving Patrick a shot. That was a tricky shot too, right? I mean, the 5 was in the way. You had to go rail first. Your mind plays tricks on you. You think it goes by, and it doesn't. We've all been there.
I just hope mentally Patrick hasn't sort of clocked out of this match completely.
I don't think so.
Because in such a short race, and you know he has been playing well.
He hit that beautifully. Would you look at that? He opened up the 4.
Yeah, that was a beautiful little kiss.
It was definitely a kiss where the cue ball caromed into the 4.
Yes, it was a nice little cannon that he laid on that ball. But he needs one more nice cannon if he wants to open this up into a real chance because of the 8 ball, and he has a chance right here.
I think I'm going for it.
It's dangerous because you're not getting position if you do that, but I'm not sure he was in between there.
Maybe Patrick needs a pep talk. Give him the old locker room talk. There's a lion in a jungle. And all the jackals are running around. Lion just sits there. Jackals get a little closer. They pick him. They hit him in the head. They do all kinds of stuff. They try to get him. And then the lion gets up and kills them all. That was what was that? That was from Pool Hall Junkies, but I can never get that speech right.
I've not seen it.
What?
I just heard that the actual pool playing is not good in that movie.
It's better than The Color of Money.
Is it?
Well, The Color of Money, was there a lot of pool? It was just a lot of bank shots and clips and cut shots.
Yeah, they had like 10 different pro players on The Color of Money, didn't they, working on that movie?
They did. I like The Color of Money.
In
Don't get me wrong.
The Hustler, it was just William Moscone was the pool expert.
Right. I mean, that was an excellent movie, too. I mean, if you really go historical pool movies, it's got to be The Hustler.
I feel like there was one, maybe it wasn't pool there, with
Wasn't pool?
what's that movie with Steve McQueen and Edward G. Robinson? I think it's Poker.
Oh, probably.
Cincinnati
Maverick?
The Cincinnati Kid.
Was it Maverick?
No, that's Fighter Jets and Tom Cruise.
No. There's a show called Maverick. He was a riverboat gambler. Old school.
Nice one, Maverick.
You notice Tom Cruise is always the best at everything in every movie he does? Best lawyer, best pool player, best, I don't know.
You can't handle the truth.
He's always the best. If you ever need the best of whatever role you're playing, you call Tom Cruise.
Meanwhile, Patrick picking these balls off.
He really is.
He's stopping and chit-chatting with himself there, and he's sort of thinking, wait, what's this plan again? Why am I on the wrong side of that?
I think the 2 goes, but you got to put power into this to come off the rail and back down. And maybe that's what's causing a little hesitation
he's
here.
shooting stripes, of course, but...
oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, shows you what I know.
And that is not as good as where he was at. So he'd like to have been on the other side of that shot on the 9 so he could shoot the 9 and then stay on the 11. But again, he's on the wrong side of that. He had the chance in that previous shot. He could have shot the 11. But he just didn't like something about the route. This one, I think he's got to go rail first. I don't think he's actually even on the 11.
Oh. Little English there. I think the cool thing about that is the 11.
Were you talking about me then?
May have made the 2 difficult.
Is that my new nickname?
Oh, Little English.
Is that my new nickname?
Made in England. I think that's what we decided. So, Vince, how much will that cost? I think we're going to chip in and get that done.
Nice shot, Tom. So, yet again, Patrick has relinquished the table to Tom, and Tom wastes no time at all picking his pattern.
Oh, does it block the pocket? What is going on? Wow. So what do you do here? You shoot the 9 and then do the follow-through on the 11 and just hope you can get them both in?
Well, my first thought goes to, can I make the 2 and hook him on the 1? You know, obviously his little combination. I think that's what he's...
Smarter play.
But I'm not saying it's easy to do that. You'd have to kind of get behind the 8 ball or the 9 ball. Oh, and he's got it. He has got it. That's a really, really good shot. He played that shot pretty much exactly like that.
Impressive.
Very impressive. It means he's still thinking. And I was a little bit worried he was getting a little bit hot under the collar.
I mean, just the right amount of speed here.
He's not lost his temper.
The bridge is out.
Yeah, and Tom's good at kick shots. I haven't seen him do with the bridge yet. He's got to be careful he doesn't sneak behind the 1 ball. He really wants to get a... Well, he has to kind of make it, doesn't he?
Oh, he moved the 9 twice.
Prove it.
It's don't need to prove it. But the interesting thing is that people play it 2 different ways. Because it's cue ball fouls only. Well, he got ball in hand anyway. But cue ball fouls only, you don't call that a foul. You just put the ball that moved back.
You have to ask your opponent whether they want
Correct.
the ball moved back, yeah. But yeah, you have to. You can't just keep shooting. You've got to
You got to say
communicate.
something. Right.
Use,
the other
use
side
your
of
words.
that, and it was in the rule book, is that if you're shooting a specialty shot, something with a bridge, a jump shot, a masse, and you touch an object ball, that rule no longer applies. The funny thing is...
I don't like that, because you could start just pushing balls out of your way every time you get your cue.
No, it'd be ball in hand. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying it's even more even more strict.
It is. It's no longer 2 balls moving. It's that ball. But
none of you rolling it in gently.
I'll tell you what, I looked for that rule in the updated rule book, and I can't find it. And I swear I read it. I read that book 3 times, and I saw it. The BCAPL updated CSI.
Wow, you really picked some interesting books to read. 3 times you read that thing.
3 times, because, little things come up, and when you're running tournaments, you kind of have to have, it's like, okay, I saw that. And then you can flip to the page and you can show it to them. You eliminate a lot of arguments if you know the rules. Some people don't know. Like when you break 8 ball, 4 balls have to hit a rail or go in.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't even know that. Sometimes they do a soft break, 3 balls hit a rail. They don't realize that that's a re-rack.
Both players going kind of real close to down the middle, aren't they?
It seems to be spreading the balls out nicely. Ooh, nice pop break. Cue ball on the side, though.
Straight in.
That might be the best break I've seen other than the scratch. I mean, everything other than the 12 ball.
I mean, they opened up nicely, yeah, and you've got those. That's right. And the 8 ball.
I think I'm taking the 7-12 combo here. Calling the 12, taking stripes. That's going to open up the 8 and the 12.
If it goes.
Well, there's enough gap there.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I like that shot. It's a good one.
Should
Give you a chance to get out.
I mean, it's not a gimme. You got to cut the 7 quite a bit.
Right. If you like that shot. Otherwise, you could shoot the 4, I suppose, and follow into the 7. But that doesn't guarantee that the 7 escapes nicely.
Or shoot the 9 and break it up. I mean, depending on what you like here. If you're going for the kill, you got to break that up.
And as soon as you, of course, the only time you can do that combination or something like that, of course, is on an open table. So as soon as you pick solids or stripes, that option disappears. And he may be planning on leaving himself an angle on one of those 2 balls in the corner to break it out. But I would suggest you don't want to leave it too late. My spidey sense always says do it first if you can. It's not a terrible place to leave that 13. And the safety net in all of that, of course, is does solids have a way to break that out and get out here?
Interesting. I like that.
I think he's just going to power this in with follow. He's going to let the cue ball whack into the 9 ball. I think he's and maybe possibly even the cue ball follow that way too, because that's the direction that the follow, the spin is in, is going to be traveling towards the 7 and the 12. But I feel like the 9 may just get in the way a little bit. I hit this hard with a lot of follow. Right, he was wiser than that.
Yeah,
finessed it and played it really well.
Clean.
That was a great shot. That is completely and utterly open stripes up. Solids, I mean.
I mean, that's how the rolls go, right? You make a great shot, you break up your ball, but not much reward.
Stripes does have these 2 bottom pockets covered, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, not much
you
can do.
He's looking at this shot on the 7, but is that just going to nudge the 4 ball towards those 2 stripes? And if it goes through that gap,
it has to.
It up. Yeah, brilliant.
It has to.
Wow.
Either that or shoot it off the 11.
That was the bare minimum speed used to allow that to happen. And that has really opened this up. Now, if he gets out here and doesn't turn the table back over, this is going to bode well for his psychological condition.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's come back from, what, a 5-1 deficit? Maybe 5-2?
Yeah. Stay in control here. Do you like this shot on the 5?
Yeah, I think it's better than letting the cue ball fly off the 6. Well, that was... He didn't, he was shooting every shot with a good medium speed. I don't know if that...
It's the extra speed comes from adding the upper part of your arm.
Yes.
Which, of course, or drop the shoulder, as they call it sometimes.
Right, and then it just makes you move a little bit. Tough shot, man. And now the 8 ball's blocked.
It means, yeah, that little bit of force, it takes you off the line that you were planning on shooting.
I thought he had it. Roll the 5 in.
And that was a big miss there, really, because he was looking good, actually. The way he played that tricky position and opened it up, he played it very cleverly.
He did.
To give himself that nice chance. And if he'd taken it 5-4, but we know that Tom is very, very dangerous here. And
he knows he's got the 8 block, so he can miss here and still get back up.
And he's not thinking that way, I don't think.
No,
he's thinking, and he's more dangerous than that. He's thinking, how do I run and get position on this run out?
Wow.
So
that 5 ball's like a bowling ball on the table right now. That's the size of it.
That's right. This is
Blocks
tough.
everything.
This is very tough. He's got to make a decision between the 12 or the 9 actually sneaks past the 12, so he may just be calling the 9. The 9-12 combination is not very nice looking. It's possible. But if he thinks he can sneak this 9 ball past it. There it is. Brilliant. Brilliant. What a great shot.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
He's playing so well, Tom is. He's giving himself a nice little angle here. This is really going to hurt Patrick if Tom gets out here.
This lady just strolls through. Tom shakes his head, gets back up. I mean, we really do have a red barrier. You can see it in the upper left corner.
So he did have a shot in this 15, but he's like, if I'm going to shoot the 15 and use it to get on the 11, I might as well
I don't like that.
do it before the 8. I'm not sure. He kind of came out like he was trying to get on the 11 almost.
So that lady walked in front of him, made it change his mind. He got back up, shot the wrong shot.
Well, he's now left this a little difficult. In order to make the 15 and get on the 11, he would have to go rail first. Even if he can get through to the 15 and the 8's not blocking it, doesn't get on the 11 very easily like that. So he's got to pause here and figure this out. What's he going to do? He knows that Patrick's got that 6 ball down there at the end of the table and will have shots if you leave him in the open. I think he's playing the 11.
He doesn't know what to do. Patrick's losing his patience over here. Look at him. What is going on?
Did Patrick used to be a slower player?
I think he's always been just kind of off the hip. Didn't put a lot of time and effort into the fundamentals and anything. He just shoots good. He's got an 8-foot table at home.
Right. And he's got a good instinct to it. So he's
It's a
he's
natural
reading
talent.
these tables quickly.
Right. And now lately, the past couple of years, he's been commentating and he's been learning and he's been just crafting up his skill.
And I think I've said that about you too. The two of you have done such a good job and
I've
spent a
gotten
lot
worse,
of hours in the commentary box. And you read the tables at a super high level. You're thinking about the game like the pros do, or you're ahead of the
we'll go with that.
That you're ahead of the players who are playing the match in the way you analyze the table. But and that's great. And so both of you are super improved.
Well, I've gotten worse, but I'll give it to Patrick. He's been holding his own.
Let's see if he has a plan with his 8-ball, because what Tom did there is he made sure that his stripes are in front of the 8, and that may well have saved the rack. Unless Patrick comes up with something very special. He could follow into it right now, maybe with the 5. Don't end up with a very good shot on the 3, but or do you use the 5 to get an angle on the 3? But yep, he's just used that to get an angle on the 3. So he's going to be swinging around the table here. Oh no!
Interesting.
Kick shot. I felt like he had an angle there where he could have followed around a couple of rails and kind of pro set, because the 8-ball has a pocket on the other corner.
Right.
And he could have got, with that last shot, I think he could have got position, short side they call it.
Oh, I see. Oh, what happened? 8-ball went in the side. That's not the way you want it to go.
I imagine he picked a pocket, but not that one.
No, he picked the bottom left, and now I see what he was doing. He was banking it off the 15.
How? Oh,
well,
2 rails maybe.
That's
so
sometimes
he's
how it goes.
Shooting the 8-ball into the rail, and then off the 15. Which and that's that tangent line off the 15 goes straight into the side pocket, as demonstrated by that shot.
It does, very cleanly, as a matter of fact. But who would have known? I thought he was kicking at it. Rail first, a little bit of left English, kick the 8 down.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's
right?
the shot,
is that what you thought he was going to do?
I don't know, unless he felt really good about that shot on the 8, which I'll have to ask him about later. But you're better off not making the 7 then.
Correct.
Or even the 6.
He's in a tough position. Would there have been a safe earlier that might have helped him out as well? I don't know.
Well,
It's
I'm
tough to
surprised
say.
on that shot that he had on the 7 that he didn't just try and get position on the 8 and go around the table. Either follow it down there or stun around. Either finesse and try and hit at the speed just to drop in behind the 8, or just whack at it and blast at him. But either way, send the cue ball down into that problem area.
Maybe it's because there's a pile of money on the table. And that's throwing him off. No other player has ever done that.
Oh, that's the
entry fees to this
Entry fee.
2-person tournament.
okay.
I mean, like every time you miss a shot, you sit down and you stare at it. You're like, oh, if I could just win 4 more games, it's mine. The money is mine.
Meanwhile, Dependable Tom turns
Dependable Tom.
turning
That
it.
is a great nickname.
twist when the knife is in, is twisting it.
That is an
Tom's just doing his thing.
nickname.
No, Tom's played very, very dependably in this match for sure. He's been left with some tough shots and some difficult leaves, and he's done what he's had to do to figure out how to get through them, and then executed very well.
I mean, look at the focus. Patrick shooting fast. I don't have much time.
Yeah, I mean, does Patrick believe that he has a chance to win this?
I
this
do.
rack?
I know he can win.
Because that last rack, I kind of feel like he played shots, but he didn't want to really think all the way to the end of the rack.
Well, he's hitting him center pocket right now. That's got to count for something. Little stuck here, though. I don't mind this. It's a tough back bank, but with a little bit of right English.
There it is. Oh, nice try. Valiant effort.
All right, Tom. This is your time to shine. He can put this match to an end.
How many weeks has Patrick won? He's on a string at the moment.
One.
One in a row. Nice.
Yeah. Well, it was against Michelle Neville, I believe. I could be wrong. Pretty sure.
Starting out here with a combination.
I'm fairly certain because Michelle won like 3 weeks in a row, and then Showtime Johnson didn't show up. We call him Showtime.
I knew there was no show.
He was a no-show. Yeah, how ironic is that? Showtime.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
I didn't even think about that. That's actually really good.
Patrick hoping there for a little rail first. Kiss shot.
I don't think it's over on this game.
If he makes this combination, it might well be.
It might, but I feel like there's one more chance here for Patrick. I believe that Patrick is going to win this game.
Really?
I do, because I've watched enough of these. I know how these go. Uh-oh. What happened to the 7? So there is a rule that if you ask your opponent, can I put it back for you? They allow you to touch the ball twice and put it back. A lot of people get that mixed
Yeah,
up.
because, I mean, the player is more likely to know exactly where the ball came from
Correct.
than the guy in the chair, especially if he wasn't watching.
Just a tweak on that rule.
And you just kind of, usually what I do is, I immediately just point to the spot it came from and sort of
Right.
look at my opponent.
Yeah, do you want me to put it back? Do you want to put it back?
By pointing that spot, they kind of also agree or don't. to
Correct.
What that location is.
But if you move the ball, grab it, and put it back without asking the opponent, it's ball in hand. You have lost your turn at the table. For those that don't know,
Nice little shot there, Tom.
I mean, he's a shot maker. Always has been.
He definitely is.
Take a look at both views here. 5 ball's not the easiest cut in the world.
Oh, and he's still hitting him in the heart of the pocket.
Clean. Now he's got the 3. Maybe the 1. He's like, I don't want to move. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this side of the table up.
The real question is, because the 8-ball. Oh.
Put a lot of left on that, and that's what threw the ball to the right, which is why he missed it. He did not adjust for the spin-induced throw, and what's the friction when the balls touch? Spin-induced throw, right? If he put left on that, it throws the object ball to the right. If I have to explain it twice, it's really bad for the viewers. We'll just go with I'm right on that one. I have problems with that myself with inside English adjusting.
The billiards gods not being friendly there.
Never are.
They want to punish Patrick a little bit more.
Ooh, what? That must have been
A miscue.
a miscue.
Has to. Because otherwise he just shot right at the 8-ball.
Yeah, because that wasn't a jump. That wasn't his jump stick. Maybe a little bit of a masse.
I think he was playing a bank shot with a lot of draw. Because he wanted to draw because he needed to get on or disturb the 14, but
Every ball is a rail.
It must be Ray South Strip in the back room. Just
oh, that was live. I thought you'd.
Yeah.
I'm like, would you stop pressing that button? We've heard that too many times.
It's
but it's actually live.
Is
Right?
a rail. Every ball is
That
a
one?
rail.
Oh, it's better in Ray's voice. It should be in Ray's voice.
I think so as well
They-
because he's
they're
the one
his
who
words.
invented it.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I am honored that I got the voiceover. It was even though I think it is better in my voice, especially because Taylor was pissed that he didn't get one
well, Taylor got one.
for so long. Well, he got one after he
Oh
he,
yeah.
cried and
Now, Ray, you've joined the match at a very exciting point, which is moments away from the end of the match.
this is a
Possibly.
match.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm not.
But Tom's been playing.
It
playing
ain't
well
over
here.
till the fat lady sings. This is not easy here.
He's
You gotta
Earned himself this chance. There it is. Beautiful.
hold up. Ooh, a lot of angle here. Close balls with a lot of angle are very, very hard to aim.
Every ball is a rail.
And this is a kind of a scratch angle too.
You not
It's just that
press
his
that button again.
last
This is
nerve with
tough.
me here.
Yeah, watch
This
this
is
shot.
tough.
I am. This is going to be an amazing shot.
And it's a sellout too, because you're gonna leave it by the hole and put your cue ball near. Yeah, that was a lot of danger on that ball on that shot.
And you like to use left-hand spin to help that in there, Ray?
No,
No, you hit that plane.
I
I
like
always do. I'd always use outside English on that.
a little bit of low for some reason on the when the ball's close like that.
Huh.
Whoa, Pat's coming up here firing.
Oh, he
Big-
does.
Big practice strokes. See this? See how he's come like big, wide, loose Bustamante.
Yeah.
Which is
That's his thing.
This is emotionally induced stroke.
I told you it wasn't over.
Wow.
Yeah. I could do betting lines.
And that's incredible, isn't it? The match, I did say, as Ray got in there, you're moments away from the end of the match. This might go on hours now.
It might, yeah. I get a few more pushes at the button.
4-6.
I could talk about percentages. MH will never be in the booth with me again, Ray.
And if Patrick wins this next rack, the pressure's really going to be on Tom, and he's going to feel it, all of a sudden, the moment where he was almost.
That was a big
almost
miss.
feeling that he was
oh,
almost.
Tom's thinking right now.
he'd
I can't
almost won the
believe I
match
just
there.
didn't win that game.
Yeah. It's brutal.
And
He
Pat
was just a
comes
fraction
up
away from
with
winning
this
the match.
big,
Pat's
huge
smiling now.
Patrick breaks
Filipino
and runs here.
stroke. He's just dancing around the table. The body language. I look at body language a lot when I'm commentating.
Well, what does his body language tell you now? Because obviously you came into this a little bit late, and we'll let you read it first.
I've already read it.
What? Go on then.
Pat is. I don't know where he was earlier in the match. He probably went through like a pissed off phase already, but I can see right now he is in the freewheel phase where it's like, okay, I I'm gonna kind of almost even write this off, so I have nothing to lose. I may have already
Right.
lost my mind, and
That's
here
it
we
right
go.
there, what he just said. I think he actually, honestly, got to a point now, maybe wrong. I don't know what he's thinking, but earlier, you're absolutely right. Went through the pissed off phase.
He did.
And I think really he'd actually pretty much almost given up on this match. I felt like he was just throwing some things away. And just,
Ooh.
That'd be the
throwing his
pissed
cue.
off. That would be the pissed off phase.
And then he hits that shot.
but now he's got to realize he's actually, this match is, he's in it.
You make
in
this
this
ball,
match.
you bump that 8, and you are clean out. Okay. There's lots of ways to get out.
Well,
Got to shoot the 10 here. No.
and the thing about
What do you
that
got?
freewheeling save is you give up on all the complex calculations and
I
thinking.
like stop
But now
shot,
he's got to
bank.
think, what's the right order of these balls? It's very difficult now all of a sudden.
Stop shot, bank that 10. That's my.
I mean, can you make the 13 off the rail? You're gonna have to hit that real thick.
Also, if you're not in a off the rail, no, that's suicide.
No,
Also, if
There is no
you're
rail. That's a pocket. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
the bottom rail?
Because you can't. I mean, if he's gonna not scratch, right?
I'm playing
he's gonna-
safe on this 11 ball. Just choke him out with his own 2-8. That's the shot, I think. But he's
Wow.
Look at this. If he had drawn that like he wanted, that would have been amazing.
That defied physics.
For a minute, I thought he'd put a big draw stroke on that. Kind of looked like it.
That was
did.
interesting.
the same safe as there with the 11. Just creep him up right on his own 2 ball.
There hasn't been a lot of safety play, Ray. Both of these gentlemen are playing very aggressive, very offensive. They're defying the odds left and right.
And at moments, particularly Tom, making really good outs where Mr. G is saying, oh, he should play safe here, ball in hand. And Tom's like, no, I'm going at this. And you get out. And,
I love it. I'm
and
going down swinging my sword.
yeah, and I think you've got to be careful, some of these players who start playing safeties and thinking, but they self-limit themselves, and then they don't take opportunities to get out and don't shoot
I
certain
do
shots.
understand that.
Well, if you ain't in the mindset to play some safes, then I don't think you should be picking 8 ball. You sound
I'm not
like a
saying don't
rotation
play
player to
safes.
me.
I'm saying don't play them just because you don't like a particular shot. You know, a shot becomes a
Oh yeah, no.
certain level of difficulty, and some people just automatically switch to thinking safe because they're not comfortable with that shot.
I was just saying the whole match you're saying so far I missed has been virtually no safeties. You're saying
No, there's been
So
safeties.
somebody. that
What,
means
what he's
somebody,
saying
though,
is they're not
shouldn't have picked
overly
8 ball.
safeting. They're going for it with an
Right.
aggressive air, and I think that's has made this match better. And,
It really
and,
has.
and it's made both players play better.
Ooh,
Patrick
he's got
lost
muscles.
Tom's
two
right out.
games scratching on the 8, making and scratching on the 8. So that really did
Oh,
set the
boy.
tone early. Yeah.
Tom here now. These are
Nice shot.
this is no gimme yet,
Well, he is working.
That was
it.
just make it.
but
That
he
was
is
just a make
working his
shot.
way into it. Like he's done this a lot in this
Ooh,
match.
I like the 3 ball first.
If the
difficulty
3's
breaching.
there.
Yeah, because you need something to get on the 8, don't you? And you're saying the 4 might have been the best ball to get on the 8.
yeah, and it's just an easier ball to make. Like you're in the mode where you got to make balls. Like
Right. That's
oh,
it. That's I think that's the. Sometimes people let the safety kind of take you out of that. You still have to run. Even if you play great safeties, you still have to make
still
the
have to
balls
run
after
out.
that. Otherwise, it meant nothing. You've got to be able to switch back into that ball making mode, don't you, Ray?
Yes, sir.
You never go out of it, though, do you?
There's actually you got a sweet angle here. So you're just hitting this straight up dead low, a hair of outside if you want. I like dead low.
You don't use a lot of outside English to help these balls in.
I mean that lowers your accuracy. So I would advise no outside English here. I'm just saying straight dead low.
Yeah, just stun over.
Yep.
Decided to play a rolling shot.
Is that 5? Does that 8 go on the
He has
side?
a shot. He has an 8 in the corner. Bird's
I
eye
think he's
view.
got to go to the corner. Yeah,
No
the
side,
11.
yeah.
Man, it's
Just roll this in, putting speed like a golf putt, just hard enough to get there.
And it's another sellout. It's another.
Well, if he hangs the 8 ball in the corner, so the speed here in this kind of shot, I'm not saying that the 9's going to be that difficult to get on into the other pocket, but the biggest thing is making this ball. But even at that slow speed,
I don't even like slow rolling this ball.
I don't
mean,
like slow rolling a lot of them, but I think on this one I would. I've missed a lot of slow rolling shots, and I like to pop them in. But so
Did you guys watch the Mosconi Cup?
Oh yeah.
You see Shane Van Boening trying to slow roll balls? It was
Oh, he left him in the corner pocket. Brutal.
Did
Brutal.
you hear? So Scott Frost said that he told Shane to stop slow rolling balls, and Shane agreed. And then he started playing like Shane again.
Yeah.
He's got this short cue now, and he just didn't look right that
Right.
first half of the whole Mosconi Cup. And a matter of fact,
That first match.
That very
That
first,
first
rack,
day.
breaking run almost. And then-
watching those guys play, sometimes when I go out and watch the pros, I just play great after just watching these guys for a couple hours. I watched the Mosconi Cup. I went out and played, and I've been playing great lately. I went out and played after watching Mosconi Cup, and I started missing balls. I started thinking, I'm like, oh man, this is the setup that Fedor had, and he blew it. And I'm next thing you know, they played so bad in moments, it made me miss balls, and it's usually the exact opposite effect.
You're not wrong.
That's
You're
a
not
kind of
wrong.
interesting shot there. You'd think that he was probably trying to figure out some kind of real safety there, but it looks like he conceded to just a long, difficult shot on the 8 here.
I mean, imagine the pressure on this shot, right?
It is. And
Money on the table.
but it is for the match.
This is where Chris adjusts his glove.
The Velcro. What has happened here? Another opportunity for Patrick.
Hit this ball straight high, center high. Get ready
And
for
that's
the-
kind of what I
get
was
ready
saying
for
about
the
if he'd played
11
putting
and
speed so that the cable was in the corner.
He's playing low here. I don't think you have to, especially out of the pocket. I don't like that, but just make it. Yeah.
No, he's done well there. He actually played a nice shot, stunned out to them, get straight on the 11.
Roll forward, pull back, stop shot. 6-5.
Thomas had a shot on the 8 ball for the match in the last 2 racks.
Look, I came in the box here, and you guys had already written Patrick Glynn's obituary.
No,
And
not
I
me.
said,
No, you can't
This
put words in my
is
mouth.
not over.
I said there's going to be at least one more game.
I
there's been
believe.
Now, Tom so far in this match has been very, very cool. He's had a very calm temperament. We can see Patrick's emotion, but Tom's been very cool, and that's why he's been dangerous. But now it's a different kind of moment that he's entering where he knows that he had chances to win the match, and yet somehow here comes Patrick looking strong. And
Pat Glynn is an old Marine. He's been in the trenches. He's no stranger to having his back against the wall, and that's where he was. And now he's digging out. This is where you dig. You dig
Yeah.
deep.
And when I'm in Tom's position here, it's like I know I've got to win one of the next two games, but I really, really want to win the first one because once it gets to 6-6, it just feels a lot less likely.
Yeah, I'd be nervous if I was Tom. A little bit.
But what he has done is he's made a lot of good, wise decisions, and he gets to choose now if he's going to be solids or stripes and how this rack goes.
Well, it's been working out for Patrick, letting Tom clear off some balls, move some things around, break some stuff up, and then hand the table back. It's been coming down to that almost every game. There hasn't been a lot of 5, 6, 7 ball runs.
I feel they might be able to shoot the 14.
Yep, definitely like stripes here. 14. I'm
If he shoots the 14 and taps the 10,
Probably
it's all
shoot-
sort of wide open then.
probably shooting 14 first as well. But
Because
if
I
you
don't
like-
think the 10 goes past the 14, does it? I don't really like. You've got to find a way to get on the 14 first.
yeah, I don't like this at all now. Now I'm looking at the 11.
I think I'd roll the 13 in if I
Yeah,
can
I
use
like
it to
the
get on the
13.
14, but you just have to.
No, there's too much angle. That's
And
what
when
I'm
you
saying.
shoot the 14,
you could have, but you got too much angle to hold it for the 14.
the thing about the angle on when you do get on the 14
Well, there you go.
You don't want to shoot the 14 and then break up the 2-7. You know, you want to be on the other side of that line.
Totally agree. And that's why I wouldn't. That's why I would have done what he did, because you couldn't have cut that 13 and held it to stay on the right side of that.
And I usually like doing these things early, but some people like to leave them late, and you still win that way.
And those people are called 9-ball players.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well,
Right at
but
the
I
end.
believe in the
got
color
that.
of money, they called them bangers.
Now, he may be forced into a shot on the 14 here, but he is going to break up the 2-7.
9 balls a game for bangers. If everybody's playing it.
Everybody's playing.
Everybody's playing it.
Made the 14.
13's now in trouble.
Yep. So he shot that, like you just said, exactly from the wrong side of the ball where you don't want to shoot it from. So now you're breaking up his balls, and you're not leaving yourself much. And you actually tied up your own 9-ball. He's just falling into Pat's trap. This is a thing of beauty. This is like
Yeah,
a boa
but
constrictor, just
look at that.
tightening his grip.
Can he roll into
I
the
don't know.
13?
Tom's actually been getting out from a lot of different places. What can he do here? I think he's a little bit steep. You were saying, did you just say, can he roll into the?
Yeah, I think so.
Got a pretty good angle here.
Does
I'm
he?
trying to roll in, and if I don't, you're gonna have the bank on the 9. He overcut it, so the cue ball went way long.
Block the pocket. Typical strategy. So I've been saying the same thing, Ray. Like, I'm wondering how Tom is saving some of these shots for later, but he's getting out on these. He's defying the numbers.
Here's the shot, guys, real quick. Just make this 3 and play a safe underneath the 5. Hit the 5 underneath the 6. Killer safety. But I don't know if Pat's in safe mode right now. I don't think he is. Just look at this safety. Tap the 5.
Yeah, I mean, with the 7 ball where it's at, you have no real way to get out.
And
tap the 5. You get ball in hand.
Right. The 2 ball obviously lets you get on the 7, but if you're going to do anything like that, you should do it first.
Maybe if you're Shane.
I mean, you don't gain by making these balls. But yeah, your safety, that was good. If you did get ball in hand, obviously you solved your problems. And if you didn't, he's still probably break.
You want more balls on the table. You don't want to make any balls if you're not going to try to run them all out.
Right.
If you don't make them all, once you make one ball, make them all. And he's probably. I mean, I hope he sees the safe. I don't know. If you make that one ball like you just did, then you're trying to run out. And if that's the mode you're in, if you're trying to keep that rhythm, keep that rhythm. 5, 2, break the 7.
Yeah, and it looks. He
Run
went
him out.
down there to look to see if the 7 goes past the 8 into that other corner.
Bird's eye says.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think you have
Hawkeye
to
says
shoot
no.
the 7 in the side if it'd be about your only hope.
Computer says no.
I wonder what. There's a lot of interesting stuff that can go on here. I'm just like,
Ooh,
is
break
he
it
going to
with the
roll
4.
up on
Break
this?
it with the 4 now.
He's got an angle to go in and run into the 13 if he wants, I think.
You can play the 4 past the 10 and open that pocket. You got some options here.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And that was. He did go into the 13 there. Took his eye off the object ball.
He was in out mode. In out mode. There's no safe in his mind.
I'm
He's
telling you,
like,
that's been
I'm
working
getting
out for these guys.
And
It's been very exciting to watch.
So it looks like Tom can get position on the 13 in the side pocket here. Oh, right
Comes around.
behind it, even
Perfect.
better. Wow.
it's that ball.
What a
like dream.
great shot.
What
Now
a
you- Now you're drawing back here, just straight low.
That was a
Wow.
that was a good shot.
Do not decel. Do not have a tight backhand. Otherwise, you do not collect $200. You do not pass go.
You end up
You.
sneaking behind the 2 ball. Oh,
That was
perfect.
pretty good. He jumped up though. He jumped.
yeah,
up.
that's
Great
a
shot.
style. That's how it works.
Oh
This is
man.
his third chance at the 8 ball in the last 3 racks.
I like his
And he
chances
takes
on
it.
this one. Yeah.
Tom Faucher, the new Jester's champion, takes down
Good match, Tom.
poor old Patrick Glynn.
Yeah, I mean, that's brutal. But Patrick did have a couple extra chances at the end there where Tom could have closed this out 7-4? Could have been 7-4.
Yep, but
You know?
he held himself together.
He did.
Mr. Cool. Tom is Mr. Cool. Well, that was a good match. That was an exciting little match.
Well, thanks, guys. We'll be restarting the stream in about a half hour for the Knights. MH will not be here because he's got other things to do, but we might get Ray in the booth if he's got time to kill. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.